Welcome to this training session for Staff Parish Relations Committees and Pastor Parish Relations Committees in the Virginia Annual Conference. Thank you for your willingness to serve on this very important committee. I am delighted to be here in the Virginia Annual Conference and look forward to many meaningful times with you as we serve Jesus Christ and the church together. Each year, the appointed cabinet, made up of our 16 district superintendents, reviews the pastoral leadership of our 1,169 churches. This review will be a helpful assessment of pastoral effectiveness and a time to affirm and encourage the pastoral leadership. But for a smaller number of churches, this year will be one of change and transition. A change in pastoral leadership comes for a variety of reasons. 1. Retirement will account for some of these changes. 2. Some pastors will discern that they have completed their ministry in a church and request a move. Often, the SPRC or PPRC committee will agree. Thirdly, we will encounter special situations where the needs of a pastor's family would be better served if a move occurred. And also, there are times when the bishop and the cabinet will ask for a change because of the needs of the annual conference. Throughout this process that we call Itineracy, the cabinet tries to be very sensitive to the overall leadership structure of our entire annual conference, the needs of the local church as well as the needs of the pastor. We believe in a sent ministry, matching the leadership gifts of a pastor with the needs of a congregation, because our connectional system depends on pastors who will be faithful to their ordination vow, to go where I'm sent, and on local churches to receive with open arms the one who is sent. With so many persons involved and so many perspectives to be considered, we have developed a consultation process to assist us in our decision making. What is consultation? The Book of Discipline of the United Methodist Church gives a detailed and somewhat technical description of the consultation process. But what I want you to know is that the Virginia Annual Conference strives to exceed those basic guidelines. We earnestly want to listen to our pastors and listen to the lay leadership of our churches. Countless hours of conversation takes place every year as part of this appointed process. The gifts and graces of your current pastor, the needs of your congregation, and the overall mission of our church are taken into consideration. Consultation is not necessarily an agreement. There will be times when we cannot honor the requests of pastors or churches. At those times, we simply ask for your prayerful support and understanding. Our goal is to appoint a clergy leader to your congregation where the pastor can partner with gifted and committed laity to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. The consultation process is not merely notification by the conference or the district superintendent, nor it is the SPRC committee acting as a search committee to select or call a pastor. The role of your committee is advisory to the bishop, your district superintendent, and the entire cabinet as we seek to make the best appointments. Consultation is always a continuing process, and everyone is considered movable in the itinerant system. I must point out that on occasions, the cabinet may project someone to a new appointment who was not on the move list. In this case, consultation beyond the minimum will not be possible, and the SPRC, the pastor preference form, and the DS knowledge will have to suffice and fulfills the Book of Discipline consultation requirements. It is my desire as your bishop to send an effective, spiritually mature pastoral leader to each church so that we can make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. Such leaders come in both genders, all races, and all ages, and with a rich variety of experiences, gifts, and graces. What is the timetable for this process? Our appointment process begins mid-February and concludes in May. The traditional Meet the Pastor process will continue, and projected appointments will be released once a month. Just as a reminder that the projected appointments are not finalized until they are fixed at annual conference in June. Please fervently keep the cabinet in your prayers. How can the SPRC be most helpful to the process? Number one, remember that your role is a very important one. You serve as a consultant to your pastor. He or she does not work for you, they work with you. They are appointed to serve your church and to lead your church in the mission to the world. Number two, your pastor is accountable for the leadership of your church. All staff must be accountable to the pastor in charge. You provide advice to your pastor concerning the supervision, accountability, and evaluation of staff. Number three, your committee should meet at least 4 times a year. Allow adequate time to deal with small issues before they become big issues. Keep your communication honest and clear. Maintain confidentiality with your committee. And if conflict arises, don't hesitate to invite your district superintendent into the conversation. Number 4, support your pastor. Pray for your pastor and his or her family every day. Encourage them to take off and practice good self-care. Be an advocate for fair compensation, benefits, as well as housing. And look for opportunities to express gratitude for your pastor's work. And number 5, and this is something I really believe, expect your church to grow. Our churches can grow spiritually, numerically, and financially. In closing, I would like to say a word about our 16 district superintendents. We are very privileged to have a great group of women and men serving here in the Virginia Annual Conference. I depend upon them heavily, and so do you. I encourage you to love them, pray for them, as well as support them. They do the hard work, sometimes with great stress and little encouragement. I count it an honor to serve Christ with them. Again, I want to say thank you for your willingness to serve. May God continue to bless you and the ministry of your church. And once again, please keep us in your prayers through this appointed process. Thank you.